Ryan is going to tell us how to play Mission 1, which is called The Beginning. And we'll play a round or two here and let you see how gameplay starts and then begins. So Ryan, why don't you tell us what we have to do next?
After the board is set up, you have to set out for each player a zombie reference card, which looks like this. It gives you your references for zombies. A 14 will knock a survivor down. A 17 or better will bite the survivor. You've also got a scrounge room because you need that at the beginning, and some dice. Once you have that set out for each player, you need to put all of the scrounge chits into the appropriate markers. The back of each mission card will have a list of all the buildings and what chits go into that particular building. If you want to tell me which buildings you have, we will get started with that.
Okay. First one is Hobby Shop.
The hobby shop gets food and ammunition.
So we take a food, and we take an ammunition, and we put it in the little chit holder. Okay, Elise, do you want to call a building off over there?
Home B.
Home B is also food and ammunition.
So push those down into the slots. And let's see here. Let's do the library.
The library is 2 materials.
2 materials. Which are right here.
After all of the chits are in place, you need to set up the decks so they are ready for this particular mission. The first step will be to remove all of the vehicles from the discovery deck. If you could shuffle that. Then you'll need to remove all of the supply drops from the random event deck. Each player gets 2 survivors to start the game.
I have justice and silver.
Each of the survivors is divided by type. The specialists are blue, so I'm looking for Bobby, who is a specialist. The military survivors, such as Hans, are green.
Who do you have?
Orion, who Elise has, is a special weapon, so he will be yellow.
And I need justice too as a special weapon. No, I got justice right here.
Here's Orion.
And Ryan, who do you have?
I have to get Hans. The more civilian survivors are in orange. After you have the figures, you get your starting supplies. But you get the starting supplies for both of your survivors: food, ammunition, materials, munitions, and fuel. So in my case, I will get a total of 6 food and 16 ammunition.
Right?
See, you get 6 food and 6 ammunition. Orion is a bowman, doesn't use any ammunition, so you don't need any. When he fires, he doesn't
He
expend
doesn't
ammunition.
need any gun
He's silent.
ammo.
But he's silenced because of that, which is nice.
Yeah.
After you have your starting supplies, the next step is to place the zombies on the board. Each player will place 7 zombies. With 3 of us, there'll be a total of 21.
7 each.
7 for you. What are the rules on zombie placement, Ryan? Where can you and can't you place zombies?
Zombies cannot be placed inside buildings in the scrounge rooms. They cannot be placed in an occupied tile by either, and that's a tile that's occupied by either a survivor or a different zombie. Other than that, the board is wide open.
So you want to try to space them out if you can. And then if we run out of spaces for them, at that point you could put them right next to each other. But we try to get a... And the reason we place them first is so that when people place their players, no one has a decided advantage.
Yeah, I get it. Right in front of the doors, probably. For the scroungy thing.
Okay, I think we're all right there. Then, let's see, Ryan, do we have to roll to see who places first?
Yes, we do. Everyone rolls a d20. Highest roll places first.
Yeah, 4 for me.
20!
And I got an 11.
So you get to your pick of which corner of the map you want your players to start in. Okay, well then pull the house off. Then put your scrounge marker on there. There you go.
And put both your survivors in it.
Are both your survivors in there? We didn't get her. She's got Orion. She doesn't have Cap.
Cap will be green.
Yes.
I apologize. I thought we'd gotten both of those.
Well, we're really quite disgusted, Ryan, and I'm afraid we may both leave.
I was like,
angry.
I only
Probably.
need one player, right?
All right, here we go.
With an 11, I place second. I'll place mine in the window shop.
And because I'm 4 and my rolls suck, I will place mine last. And I'm going to put mine in the hobby shop. And apparently my hobby is rolling badly. All right, everyone's placed, and now we roll to see who goes first?
We can roll see who goes first.
Ready, Lee?
Shoot, yes.
7.
13.
5!
I won the roll to go first, so the turn marker will start with Maine. The first step is check infected. None of my survivors have been bitten, so we go to draw a random event. If you don't mind doing that, Quentin.
Yep. Zombies. 2 new zombies placed by
Each player.
each player on the board.
Jeez.
And yes,
Here's 2 more.
Oh my god. A little scary.
And
Oh my god.
After the random event is done, all players execute actions. Each of your survivors has 4 action points that they can spend. There's a variety of actions that each have a different action point cost. My first step is Bobby is going to scrounge the building I am in. That will cost him all 4 of his action points.
okay.
When he scrounges, you draw from the scrounge deck. I have a discovery. That means that I get the 2 chits that are in the scrounge tile. In this case, a material and ammunition. And then I get a new survivor. In this case, Dutch.
I think Dutch is. And that's Dusty.
There it is, right there, you just had it.
That's Dutch.
Thank you. Since Dutch was just discovered, he does not get to act this turn. So I've used Dutch, and I've used Bobby basically. Hans now has 4. He's going to step out, which costs 1. All movement costs 1. You can move on a diagonal, except for when you're leaving a scrounge point. He's going to spend 2 to shoot the zombie that is in front of him. For Hans, shooting 1 square away, it is a 6+ to knock the zombie down, a 9+ to kill it. It expends 2 ammunition, and he will be automatically detected. So I spend my 2 ammunition, roll a d20, and I rolled a 1. So, in that case, Hans' saw just jammed. I'm marking it with the munitions, or with the material tile, because I don't expect to use that at the moment.
You're detected too.
He is still detected, and next turn it will cost me 3 action points to unjam his weapon. That is all of my survivors. Quentin, it is your turn.
All right. Well, Justice is going to go ahead and scrounge. And let's see. He scrounges and gets supplies. 2 of what's in the location. So I'll get what's in the door and 1 more of each.
2 more.
Oh, 2 more of each. That's correct. 2 more. I always get that confused for some reason.
So 2 more
Which is
ammunition.
confusing. So it's actually 3 when it's 2.
And 2 more food. So have a banana and a hot dog.
I've heard that before. Never quite that nicely. All right, and then Silver is going to step out to
1. It's just 1 to go.
no, but 2,
Okay.
3, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stop right there.
Since she is finishing her action points and is currently outside and undetected, you'll need to make a roll to see if she tripped over something.
Okay.
You're going to use the top line at the bottom of the card. So she is outside and undetected. So using the top row, she moved 3, which is a 7+ to remain undetected.
And that's 11, so she is still undetected.
Correct. That would be all of your survivors.
That's mine. Now it is your turn, Elise.
What's my first step?
Well, you can scrounge. You're probably going to want to scrounge and look for a hero or a survivor or supplies.
Okay.
I would use not Orion for that one because
Yeah,
you
I'd
can
use
shoot
Cap.
quietly.
Cap the green guy.
Yeah, he's going to scrounge.
So am I gonna roll anything? I'm just gonna look at the card.
Well, no, you scrounge, and then we give you a scrounge card, and you get the outcome of that card. It takes all 4 of his action points.
Okay, you're gonna have to walk me through this.
So you're just going to scrounge
Going to scrounge.
and discovery, which means you're going to get
Another hero.
another hero who is Scarlet.
Okay. Yay!
This Scar's good, too.
So you've used Cap, you found Scarlet, so
Alright.
those 2 are done.
Now Orion, and plus
And
you also get
Get
the...
the 2 chits that are in the doorway.
Oh, these are yours now.
Okay.
And then you still have Orion, still has movement. You have 4 action points with Orion.
Where are you reading this?
Well, all characters have 4, okay?
Oh, that's right.
And like, if you want to come out of the room, that's 1. Firing is still 2, so you could go 1, 2, and fire silently, or even.
Onto the zombie that's right there.
Yeah, it has to be 1 away for you.
Which would be
So
fine.
you could go 1, 2, and fire at it
Okay, with Cap.
with
With
Orion.
Orion, the yellow one.
So I want to jump out. That's cost me 2.
That
That's
costs you
1,
1.
2, and
2.
now it'll cost you 2 points to fire, and then to shoot. See here on your column, the second
Yeah.
column, because that zombie's 1 away. So you go to the second column. You need an 8+ to kill it, 8+ to hit it, 10 to knock it down, 10+ to kill it.
So I got to roll. And I got 9.
9, so you knock it down.
So
Which is good.
You just
This
lay this
attacked
zombie,
him.
yep, and you just lay that right in its side, and that, and
And
now
then
you're,
now that guy's done.
and that was a silent move.
You
so,
still have to roll to see if you tripped over something.
if you're detected.
So again, you're in the top row, you move 2, which means 6+.
Am I rolling?
Yep.
I just like rolling. Okay. 11.
And you are undetected.
You're undetected, so,
Outstanding.
okay.
At the end of, so it's all the way back to me. Flip and pass.
Ah.
We start the zombie phase with Quentin.
All right. Movement on zombies. Who's detected?
Quentin will control the zombies on me since I'm to his right. Hans is detected.
He is detected. And let's see. This one will move into the square. Now, Ryan, which zombies will move? Why don't you tell us which ones? This one's 1, 2. That one comes up.
Zombies that are up to 3 tiles away. So, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that one moved already.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That one will move. And that
3,
one is just out.
Just out. Okay.
So that finishes the movement. The next step of the zombie phase is combat. Hans has 1 zombie in his tile.
And that's the only combat I have, so I'll roll for the zombie. And the zombie attack. 14 is a knockdown, 17 is a bite. So if I get a 17, he's bitten. If I get a 14, he's knocked down. And I got a 16, which means that you are knocked down.
So Hans is knocked down.
And that is the end of the zombie phase. There are no zombies knocked down. There's one here. That one can now stand
That
up.
one will stand up.
Okay.
And that is the end of the zombie phase. So at that point, Quentin would flip over his...
Because no one else has
Right.
zombies. So at this point, we flip it and keep it. Because we went all the way around the board. Everyone's done all their zombie turns. Now it's survivor phase. So the first thing you do if you have the button is check to see if any of my players are infected. If they are, I have to roll. None of my players are infected, so I don't have to roll for anything. And now we have a random event. Renew. All players replenish any depleted scrounge locations. So now the scrounge locations that we set, we will reset.
And that'll still be using the back of the mission card.
Okay, so then what he'll do is tell us what we just tell him what building we had. We'll start with mine. I have the hobby shop.
The hobby shop is food and ammunition.
So then we put food.
Elise, what is your building?
The home B.
That is also food and ammunition.
Okay. We've executed our random event, so now it is player turn. And I can execute my actions. In this case, and what's the object then in this game, Ryan?
The object of this mission is to get your entire team of survivors into one of the 4 scrounge rooms in the cathedral by the end of the 10th player turn.
Okay.
You can mark your turns using the random event cards that you flipped over, since only 1 is flipped per turn.
Okay. Then silver is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
And there are some spare doors there.
Thank you. Put her inside the detected. And then I'll have to roll for her at the end of her turn because
She's undetected in
Oh,
the
that's
building.
right.
There is no roll.
there's no roll at all because she's so smart. And then Justice is going to scrounge again because this renewed, so he'll take all 4 of his action points and scrounge.
Discovery.
So I get another player. Whoop.
The next player is Reg, who I believe is green.
Nice. Nice, Reg, a saw warrior. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby.
And he would go in with Justice.
And can't activate till next turn. So that is my player
Don't
movement
forget to
phase.
take the 2 from the doorway.
Oh, yeah, I always forget that.
That's your prize.
It's awesome. Well, yeah, because you scrounge it so you get what's in there plus whatever's on the card. And that's my turn, so now it's your player movement turn. And you've got 3 out there.
There's 3 players and only 1's out. So
Yeah.
I want to try and move these guys out.
Well, you might want to try to kill that zombie again with your silent player, who is Orion, and you've still got the composite bow 1 away, which is a pretty good...
And you can choose to spend 2 action points to aim, which will drop both numbers by 2.
Which means that it'll only take you a 6 or an 8 to hit or kill it.
Okay, let's do that.
And
Okay.
I'll take all of his actions for this turn.
Okay, so roll. Go ahead and roll on that.
I have to get...
A 6 will knock it down, an 8 will kill it.
Oh, jeez. 7.
So you knocked it down again.
Just keep your torturing that poor zombie.
At the end of Orion's actions, you need to roll to see if he's been detected. You're outside, undetected, and you did not move, which means you'll be using the very first number, which is a 4+.
Okay.
So what do I need?
4+.
4 or higher. 13.
Still undetected.
You're just down there poking zombies and making them mad. Boop, boop. Now you've got 2 other guys in the scrounge location.
All right.
You can move other players up. You can scrounge again and look for a fourth player, whatever you'd like to do.
Your team can only get up to a maximum size of 4.
Yeah, so you've got one more room for one more player in your team. You can always bring the other 2 guys out and support your other player. So it's whatever you want.
Yeah, I want to move these guys out.
Okay.
So one at a time.
What do I do?
Well, which one you want to move this?
Yeah.
If you want to move that one up, you'd go 1, 2, and that would still give you. If you want to fire at that zombie, you can. But now remember, Cap, his weapon makes noise.
Okay.
So which means if you fire it, Cap will be detected, and Orion will be detected because Orion has finished his movement in a square with somebody who's detected.
And anyone who's in your square when you're detected at the end of that turn is therefore detected.
Yeah.
Right.
So the best move, obviously, is to be quiet.
Yes, that is a very good strategy.
You could choose to step through at an angle for one, and then
Yeah.
into the factory for the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, is get into here.
Okay, well, then that's what you do, and then we'll
Get
put a
another
scrounge
doorway.
room up here, and then it's going to be quiet too. You move very quietly in there.
Yep, that'd be the green one.
With Cap, yeah. And then are you going to put the other one in the scrounge room as well?
I'll try. So
So-
yeah.
Yeah, that's
They'll
pretty
walk
smart
right up and
move.
in.
1, 2, 3, and 4. That's pretty good, actually. Pretty good maneuver right
It
there.
is.
Yeah, I'm a beginner, but.
So that would be all of Elise's survivors.
Yep.
So now it's my turn.
And then what do I do with these?
They'll stay there because
They'll stay there. You did
scrounge.
not scrounge. You did not
But-
scrounge
Stay there
there.
for the
Since-
next.
Since no one is in the corner room, go ahead and pick up that scrounge room and
Okay.
put the house back.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. Well, learning.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Yeah. If you made noise right there, most of those zombies in that range would have been able to move in towards you.
Correct.
Okay.
On my turn, I'm going to start with Hans. He's knocked down, so it's going to cost him 2 to stand up. I don't have enough to unjam now, since I only have 2 left, so he's going to use his combat knife at a 12 plus to knock down, 15 plus to kill on the zombie that is in his square. And with an 8, I do neither.
Aha!
Dutch, even though he is inside the building, you can shoot to the room, to the tile that is immediately outside of a scrounge room. Dutch is going to aim and fire at the zombie for a 6 plus to kill, 6 plus to knock down, 9 plus to kill. And that will cost me 1 ammunition. I managed to successfully kill the zombie, and that gets me a
Trophy head.
trophy head for my pile, which is worth 2 victory points. At that point, Dutch is done. When Hans finished, there was a zombie in his square, so he could not become undetected. Dutch fired, so he is detected inside the room. And then I'm going to activate Bobby and step out for 1, up for 2, and fire at that zombie, costing me 1 ammunition for an 8 plus, 12 plus. 15, I kill that zombie and get another zombie head. And he's automatically detected because he fired a weapon this turn.
You are a very loud group over there.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over my shotgun blast.
Oh yeah. Oh, you use the elegant weapon, the dainty elegant weapon. That is everyone's survivor phase. So what I do now is flip the button and pass, and it's zombie phase. You control the zombies on me, but I have no players detected, so you have no turn with me.
I control the players on Elise. Elise has none detected, so I do nothing. Twin, I have several detected if you'd like to step in.
This is a terrible, terrible shame, Ryan.
So you're allowed to move them two spaces?
Any that are within 3.
Zombies only move 1 square per turn.
So that one, no.
That is the only ones you get to move.
Yep, so those 2. Ryan's still fairly lucky. So that is everyone's zombie phases. So now you flip and keep. So then you do what says on the card, and it says check infected status. None of your players are bitten, so you don't have to roll for any bites. And then we have a random event, which is Zombies Wander.
In this case, if there are any groups of zombies They spread out until there's only one zombie per square. At this point, there are no clusters of zombies,
Right.
so that's very easy to take care of.
Clusters of zombies with nuts?
Yes, sometimes.
Zombie
Sometimes
nut-
raisins.
Zombie nut clusters. Sounds yummy. Did I just get shushed?
I believe you did.
I know. All right. Let's see. And that
Brings us to
your movement.
action.
Okay, what?
It's your players' turns now. And we are on turn 3. The goal is to get as many of your players into the church scrounge areas by turn 10.
So what do I do first?
Well, you can scrounge and look for another player.
Orion could knock the zombie. Oh, excuse me. During the zombie phase, this zombie would have stood
Oh,
up.
he
That's
stood
right.
up.
And then the zombie, you can attack that zombie
Yeah.
silently.
Silently sneak past him?
Well, if you want to, you
can
can
try.
you can walk right past. You don't even have to sneak past. You can go 1, 2, and be in there with the other players if that's where you're wanting to go.
Okay, and what would be the point of having all my players in there?
They're all silent.
They're all silent right now, and you have to just get there by turn 10.
Okay.
So you could either attack with your silent player and try to kill that zombie, and you'd still have 1, 2 movements to get in there.
Correct.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, then roll, and then you'd roll, and you want to roll a 8 plus 10 plus.
10.
Yeah, okay,
So
then
that
you
zombie died.
You died.
If you want to hand me the zombie,
So
there is your zombie.
I
head.
trade, this is my trophy.
That's your trophy, so you keep adding those up because that's 2 victory points, correct?
That's
Correct.
so cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So, that one fired a silent weapon, so she still has to roll for... No, she doesn't. She's got
So then she moves 1, 2
So
into the
now-
scrounge building, remains
1,
undetected,
2.
and is undetected.
So right now,
Now
Lisa's
what?
doing better than all.
Yes.
So then how can I get another player?
You can, you still got action points and 2 players on the board, so you can scrounge with the first one and try to get a player that way. Would you like to scrounge? Okay, right?
Scrounging supplies 2.
So
So you get the supplies in the door, and then 2
These?
more of each one.
yeah, and what
You're
do you
kidding
got?
me.
Munitions and fuel,
So
which on this map aren't going to do you a huge amount of good.
there are no vehicles on this map,
But
but
I-
that is 6 victory points.
Yeah, and
So
if
this
you
is
get
ammo.
if you get a flamethrower character, the flamethrowers use fuel for ammunition, so that would be that. And then there's your little. Look how neat they are, isn't that sweet?
Very cute. They're
Yes.
really sweet.
They are very
So
sweet.
that
I think
leaves
that's
you
what
with-
they intended to make
They're
these
kind of lickable.
zombie apocalyptic chips be sweet. That was the goal.
They're kind of lickable.
Oh, lickable. They're fully eatable. I've had at least 20 of these. They have to keep shipping us more.
Ew.
So that leaves you with 1 of your survivors left.
Alright, now what do I do?
You can choose to stay there and be undetected. You could choose to start moving towards the church. You could choose to move towards a different scrounge location.
You can
It's
do it.
all up to you.
Anything you want.
How many, jumps do I get? Still 4?
You have 4 action points left on that character, yeah.
Okay.
So you can move 4 squares.
So if I jumped out, I
one.
have to go this
That's
way.
one.
1, 2,
Mhm.
and I have to go that way or this way.
Yeah, either way, you're going to end up in a square with a zombie if you go that
And then
way.
what happens if I land on a square with a zombie?
If you sneak into it, which takes 1 action
2
point,
extra. So it'd be
1 action
1,
point
2,
extra,
3, 4.
and then you would roll as normal on the table for undetected.
Okay.
Or you can choose to rush through the square with the zombie, not add that extra 1, and then have 1 moved after that. The downside is you become automatically detected, and that zombie will swing at you as you try to leave its square.
Yeah, and well, if I were you, and I were in your position, I probably would do nothing with that player this turn and hope that I made noise over here and pulled a bunch of those zombies.
Alright,
Or
so
even take the last one back to your starting location
Yeah.
and scrounge there next
Yeah,
turn.
and look for your 4th hero, but you've got room.
So I
that's,
could go
that's
back
exactly
here.
full.
Yeah, the one could go right back in that other room and
Alright,
be ready to scrounge it next
so
turn.
who was I moving? Scarlet?
Scar.
Scar. So I have 4 spaces with her and I
Yep.
haven't used it yet. 1, 2, 3.
But you could go diagonally
Yeah.
after you left
or
the room.
Yeah.
1,
One,
2,
two.
3,
And 4 inside.
4
Yeah.
inside. Jeez, so much fun.
Now you put your scrounger in there. That's so funny.
Alright, and then is she done for now or
She'll
do I
be done.
continue?
No, she's done. They're all quiet.
Oh
They're
my
just-
god, I'm
she's-
sneaky.
You're actually playing this game the way everyone should play this
Yes.
game right now. Not like Ryan. Never play like Ryan and I play the game.
So